Well, we're going to have reports. Are you in discussion on this?
Yeah.
Well, he can make the motion and then we'll
Okay.
go in discussion. I'll second it.
It's a
The
motion.
motion was to
rescind
rescind the
the-
item that was
What was
put
the
for
item? What was the tab?
the
What was-
moratorium that we have in the city for the next 6 months.
So you telling them how
He's
to make the
pulling it
motion
because
and
it's
then
in I didn't even realize we were doing that. It shows you.
it'll be like a motion to rescind the vote on tab, whatever.
No, I don't think it can be. No, it's not on the consent.
It was?
No, that cannot be a consent agenda.
It was.
He was on the consent.
It's approved the
It's a
consent.
consent agenda so from
What
now.
I done?
I have a question as soon as the attorney.
They don't have the information.
So if I can just make the motion, it would be a motion to undo the moratorium that was passed in consent agenda at the last meeting.
Moratorium on.
It was a moratorium on any new applications for, it was zoning, building not building permit, but zoning. Because what it was,
Yeah,
was,
speak with specificity, if you will, please. Yes.
honestly, I don't have it in front of me, so.
So would you feel better than if we put it off for 2 weeks?
It's, there was so there was a resolution at the last meeting, we all know that it was there. The moratorium basically stated that while we were working on the land use amendments, that we would have no new applications. That was you all voted for it. So if you, okay, there you go.
If you allow me, it would be a motion reversing the resolution from the last meeting that reads, proposed resolution of the mayor and city council, City of North Miami, Florida, recognizing that the City of North Miami is amending its land development regulations pursuant to Section 163-3202 Florida statutes, and hereby invoking the zoning in progress or pending ordinance doctrine with respect to cities' LDRs, providing that from March 27, 2018, and during the pendency of the city's consideration of the new LDR amendments, except as otherwise specified in this resolution, the city will defer the acceptance, processing, and approval of applications for a comprehensive plan and land development regulation amendments, site plan approvals, and conditional use permits for bonus density requests, providing for effective dates and for all other purposes.
Now, that was Councilman Desime's motion. Ms. Councilman Desime, was that motion correct to rescind that particular item as read by Mayor, as read
Mr.
by the
Clerk,
city?
That is so whatever. But we trying to rescind whatever that he said.
That was your
Because
motion?
Yes, to rescind that, yes.
Yeah, we said.
Okay, so Councilman, so
Oh
who's the
my
second?
God.
I am the second.
Okay,
Yeah,
so I
he's
have a
the
motion made by Councilman Desime as read on the record by City Manager Mr. Springs, and that motion was seconded by Mayor Smith Joseph.
For discussion. Vice Mayor wanted to.
I have a question. One is your recommendation, and two, since we are in fact re-looking at the comp plan and looking at the LDRs, is it smart to go back and undo it, or, it is pending.
Yeah, but right now, we don't have a time frame for it because we took it off the
So-
agenda.
so it's your
and
recommendation
Yeah, I'd
that
recommend
this-
we undo it, yes.
Okay, thank you.
Any other discussion? Mr. Clerk?
All in favor with Councilman Desime's motion?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Item passes with a 5-0 vote. It's officially
Can I-
rescinded.
Mr.
You
Mayor,
want to
one
do
quick
reports?
question.
You want to do reports? Okay, go ahead.
You
That's-
want me to go first?
Yeah,
No,
go
I
ahead.
was, I was just gonna
Yeah,
say,
it's
Mr. Manager.
report time.
Okay, thank you. We got to be careful with these consent agenda items, and I know we meet and we review them, but just a little bit tiny careful, because I don't know if all of us, and I certainly was not under the impression that was the agenda, that was what I was doing. So we either I'm sorry, Mr. Attorney, you said something? I'm sorry. Huh? So perhaps maybe these stuff, not a lot of us are attorneys. You bring the attorney at some of these items, because it needs to be plain and simple, and these items should not have been part of the consent agenda. We just have to be mindful and careful of that. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. The next report from the dais.
I have
Alright.
no reports tonight, Mr. Chair.
Vice Mayor? Vice Mayor?
No reports.
Councilman?
No, I just invite people this Saturday, and April 14 at Cagney Park. We're gonna have a health fair in collaboration with Vice Mayor Keys. That's mean we're gonna have free screening, free mammogram for uninsured. That's mean we invite everyone from 9 to 2, and we're still gonna have our bike ride from Mocha Plaza to Cagney Park. This Saturday, I invite everyone. Thank you.
Thank you very much. As far as my report is concerned, last Friday I was invited along with the Chief of Police, Chief Joriga, by Superintendent Cavallo to attend, I guess you would call it the roundtable discussion about the one of the last, preemptive type of laws that were enacted recently in Tallahassee. To be exact, it's a law mandating. Is it mandating the school board or the cities? It is the school board. I think the school board is mandated to provide at least one police officer in the elementary schools, in each elementary schools. And when they go back to their budget, they realize that this would cost them, millions of dollars on a yearly basis. So Mr. Cavallo called the meeting, inviting me and some other mayors along with their chief of police, asking for support, not just, to support, but, financial assistance, because there was a lot of discussion about either getting part-time, the employees, part-time officers, uniform or non-uniform. So different mayors and chiefs and other officers gave their opinion about that. And and again, it comes with the same type of issues that we're talking about, keeping our schools safe, well, in this case, it's for the schools. But there are questions raised about the parks, because if you take police officers away from the streets or from the parks and send them to the school, then you leave the parks, wide open for anybody else to do whatever they want to do. I mean, it was a very, very productive meeting, and everybody came together. We're moving with a united, front. The mayor of the county mayor was also there, and everybody 100% unanimously is, that we are with the superintendent and chief, of course. Voiced to me that he wants to go along with everybody else. So you're probably going to be seeing something along the line of support in our next budget there to support that, because there was no one in the room who was against supporting the superintendent with his leadership of what he wants. Well, it's a mandate from the state. So we have something that he has to do, provide at least one police officer per school. And there was question of whether or not with some schools, one officer may not be enough. Okay, I mean, some of them are small enough, one may be enough, but if you have, is it just for elementary schools, or chief, or for high schools as well? I don't remember whether it involved, high schools. All public schools, elementary to high schools. So, but I cannot imagine our high school having only one officer, protecting those thousands of students. I don't know if you want to say a few words on that, to add to what I just said, because I may have missed some of the true essence of what was being conveyed. Go ahead, Chief. Guys, please.
Larry Jariga, Chief of Police, through our manager. They were indicating that they would like at least one officer in every public school. But as you indicated, there was discussion about even looking at some of the private schools. That was on the county level.
Private.
Statewide, they wanted one for every public school and per 1,000 students. So that would be a tough task, but as you indicated, everyone was in favor of moving forward and coming to a resolution as to how we could do that.
You're talking about the city of North Miami, like to have one officer from the city?
Talking about a law enforcement officer. Currently, Miami-Dade School Police is responsible for jurisdiction of the schools, public schools in Dade County.
Okay.
So the superintendent was reaching out to the municipalities
To help out.
And to Miami-Dade Police Department to assist them because they don't currently have the number of officers to cover the schools.
Help out for how long, Chief?
Sir?
I'm sorry, help out for how long?
No, there was no definite time. I think the law goes into effect in August, the opening of next school year.
Oh.
But
No, I know. I'm saying, yeah, for a year or.
no, forever. I mean, indefinitely.
That, I don't know. A year, yes, but we got to worry about our streets.
No, I'm talking about the law. The law is
okay.
indefinitely.
Are we being asked tonight, Mr. City Manager, to approve an expenditure for
No,
law enforcement
no.
officers?
This is just my
Okay.
report.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
I'm just giving you guys news of what's been going on. Can I just give you some message, some news? I mean, you guys need to know these things. I'm just giving you guys information. That's it. Thank you very much, Chief. You may be seated. The second point that I want to bring is the program, the street program that we all started last year, and we've been doing some the groundbreaking. We started 2 of them, 133rd Street, from West Dixie all the way down to, I think it goes down to 12 or 11, manager. 12. And then the other one is on the west side, the 130th Street, from 10th Avenue Northwest all the way up to 13th, right? From 10 to 13. That's the one that costs over $600,000. And if you look on the screen, you may see some of the pictures of the work that is being done from your tax dollars. It's good, to project, to show you what's being done. This is 133rd Street. West Dixie Highway all the way down to, it's going to go all the way down to 11. Okay?
I'm so glad you mentioned that. Yeah. I like the thing, but Mr. Manager, please let the councilman of the district know at least when you don't going in there, okay? Please, because I started getting calls from residents. I'm like, no, it's not. They say, yeah.
This is the west side. This is your side over there.
Yes.
This is District 4.
That's injury.
You said, Mr. Mayor, you said something that started last year.
No, this is last. They started like
No,
what?
but you said project that started last year, no?
No. I mean,
From the beginning.
Huh?
Because I thought you said starting like a few years ago or last year.
I'm saying when we embarked on.
I've been doing that every day, Mr. Mayor.
Huh?
I've been doing that every day.
Listen,
my
I'm
district.
talking about the street project that
okay.
we started
In
last
District
year.
2.
We hired a company to go around and look at all the streets of the city to prioritize, to look at the worst streets that we have in the city of North Miami. And these are 2 of the first projects that came out from that movement.
And from that, there's something.
I got more bad ones.
No, man,
We
you
need
gotta say
more.
that from the study, we have less street that need major repair.
No, my district had the worst.
Yeah.
Definitely.
His district has the least, but I have the worst.
Because we've been doing a lot for the past 5 years.
Oh, good for you.
Okay, so we're gonna be doing more of that. And the third point, you remember was it last year or 2015? We had that presentation from a gentleman. I don't remember what company it was, where they have this plumbing program for where residents could pay like $6 a month or something like that.
Yeah.
That's the League of Cities.
Yeah, but he wasn't from League of City though. It was a private company that was endorsed by the League of Cities.
League of Cities.
So I don't remember what decision we took after that presentation.
We approve it.
No, I don't think we approved it. We didn't.
Yes,
You did,
We approved
yeah.
it.
We authorize them to go in the
They
city
just haven't done a good
and find
Can we have an
businesses.
update on that then? Because I don't know. Can we contact them and see how this going on?
How many they did so far?
Okay.
I don't think they did much because we told them to put the stuff in Creole and different Spanish. I don't think they did that.
I didn't know that we actually approved it. I don't remember.
It's
Okay.
like white green, the type of thing like white green.
It's
and-
not. No, he's saying it's
not,
like.
but
It's like.
it's
white green.
authorize them to go and talk to the resident and bring the program to them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
plumbing
plumbing
insurance. It was.
Yeah, give me a little update next time on them. I don't, so I know how they do. Okay, Mr. Attorney, do you have any report?
I have reports, Mayor. You want to go first? Go ahead.
He said, Mr. Attorney.
I usually. So, in important news, effective today, the city clerk office is no longer responsible for the business tax receipts. That's important news. The council approved this ordinance roughly at the beginning of the year, and the transition is officially taking place. I know you guys have been realizing a longer line at the clerk's office, despite
Yes,
the
it's
fact
not good.
it's because Miami Gardens are no longer doing passports. So the post office, we're basically servicing a lot of people in this region, the South Florida region, and the Northeast and the Northwest West region regarding passports. So of course we've won awards because of our services, but now we have a lot of people down there. And unfortunately at this time we have lost a third of our workforce. So I've gone down from 6 employees to now I have 4 employees. I had to transfer over a full-time employee and a part-time employee over to finance so they can continue doing the business tax receipts there. So unfortunately, we do have 3 full-time employees left, which is Cheryl, Gertie, and Raphael. They're all passport agents. And I have 1 part-time assistant, Danya. So the line's gonna be a little long for a little bit because we're losing 2 staff members, but we're gonna do what we can to accommodate. In addition to that, we're going to also be in communications with the manager to help out with the boards. I know you're having issues with board liaisons, who's this, who's that. So he's going to basically give the clerk staff some type of authorization to dictate to board liaisons, and we need to help get a control of the boards. So because we're not doing business tax receipts, although we have a lot more passport issues, we're going to see if we can take on that task and help slightly. So we're going to discuss that, and we'll give you guys an update. So if you have any business tax related questions or you have applications, the point person, at least from our end, who's been doing it for the past 4 or 5 months in our department is Fonzie Daniel. He's going to be transferred over to finance, and he'll help you with the applications and all that good stuff. So just to be clear, if you come to our office or you call us regarding business tax receipts or we refer you to the finance department, it's because we're no longer responsible for the BTRs.
All right.
With that being said, that concludes my
Quick
report.
question,
Can you
Mr.
repeat the early voting, the election information?
The mayor can, I mean, the manager will do.
Okay,
Oh.
You wanna take care of that?
No,
quick-
the date is for early voting, from what time to what time?
Oh,
Again,
that's,
people can know.
April 26th.
He's the supervisor of election, that's not, you know.
Okay, this is something from this particular election, I've recused myself. So the supervisor of election for this election is my deputy clerk, Gertie. And the reason why I felt compelled, and I just felt compelled to do so because of my views on the bond. So some people thought it was a conflict. So
You're
I
only
just,
giving information.
I'm answering this question, Mayor. So honestly, that information will come from the manager, deputy clerk, Gertie. But I don't have that in front of me. The next council meeting, I don't mind reading it out. But I don't want to give you information that,
26th or the 28th?
yeah, I don't know off the top
I
of
have
my
a
head.
question for you,
Go ahead.
Mr.
What, and you said because of your view on
He
the
said he
bond?
recused himself.
Oh.
That's fine.
Yeah, don't- yeah,
Okay, okay,
exactly.
okay, well,
My question
So-
to you, Mr. Clerk, have you entertained or Mr. Manager work with the clerk to get additional folks? I think it's a wonderful idea that we are getting more people, but the line, I mean, every time that you go there, I thought it was spring break, but it's not good. So if we could get some extra help, to help out those folks or a part-time person,
Yeah, but
whichever,
it's not just more people. It's the physical component of the
No,
city.
yeah, well, yeah, but that too. But I think a lot of the folks, if you have someone who
There-
either work in the line or
No,
kind of help it out.
Councilman Desmae's right. There's no doubt we are definitely there's a lot of people that come here. It is more people, and it's because, again, the city of Miami Gardens, which is a large city, their passport facility has shut down.
So we serving just North Miami residents?
No, of course not. So that's why, so we have an
Everybody.
influx of people. And the reason why I haven't requested for an additional staff, look, I'm a fiscal conservative, people know that, and I just don't think that.
You're Republican?
No, and I'm a fiscal, but I just think that with our 3 full-time staff and with our part-time assistant, we should be able to accommodate, and we have been accommodating. And the lines are long, but the wait time is still relatively much shorter than other passport places. And I think the 3 full-time staff and the part-time staff we currently have, they're getting the job done. Now, in the future, if the next clerk decides that he or she may want to increase the budget, that will behoove him. But I don't think that the city should expend more money on employees at the clerk's office at this time.
Thank you.
You're welcome,
Mr.
Mayor.
Attorney?
I have no report, Mayor.
All right, give us those dates, Mr. Manager, for the election.
Early voting is starting April 26th through April 29th from 11 a.m. to 7 p.m. Those
Okay.
4 days.
Gonna be
At the
Thursday,
North
Friday,
Miami-
Saturday, Sunday at the library.
At the North Miami Library. I had 2 report items. One,
And what's the voting date?
May 1st.
Okay, thank you.
You asked me for.
What are they going to vote for? No, what are they going to vote for?
Mayor,
They're going to
come
vote.
on.
It's an election.
Yeah, we all get it. We
They're
know what
going
we're
to
voting
vote for
on.
the bond. Okay, thank you very much.
Well, I wasn't finished, sir.
No, I'm
Oh
just
my
saying that they're
gosh.
going to vote.
Guys, this is
Okay,
deteriorating.
next.
Yesterday, we had our annexation, one of our annexation applications approved through Planning and Zoning Advisory Board, the county. It's the actual square area that is in Councilman DeSume's district, just west of
Ben Franklin.
Ben Franklin Elementary. The donut hole. So that it passed 10-5, passed on to the BCC. I'll get the dates of when that will be heard in front of the board. And finally, in celebration of water, we have once again won the South Regional Best Water Tasting Contest. That was a couple of days ago, and we will be going on to states in 2 weeks. So,
Send it to my house.
okay.
Can you didn't give us the update about the county, the school board, about Cagney Park.
Yes,
That's
we finalized the
agreement.
ILA with on Cagney Park. It'll be on their agenda this month for approval. Once it's approved, we have to deposit our money. I think it's the next
60 days.
60 days. We have to deposit the money, so we'll be
We're
going
waiting
to
for
the
the
county.
approval for the.
Yeah,
okay.
but
That's
it'll
been the interlocal agreement between the city and the school board.
and the school board.
Gonna be there for approval at the county level.
Right.
If any resident wanna, we will let you know the date, then so we can go in support of that.
All right.
And if it's approved, can we please put our money in the bank on day 1 or 2, not
Yeah.
day 59 or 60?
Yes,
Yes.
you can.
All right.
Well, we put our money.
Right, that's what I'm saying, our money.
Yeah.
Like
We still got to get the 5 million.
The
from
county
county.
money. we're
everybody
gonna put
thinks
the-
this is the city of North Miami's bad, so we need to make it clear that it's the school board that's dragging its heels.
Motion to
That's-
adjourn.
The
So
3.5
moved.
is not there
All
yet
right.
from the county level.
Thank you
They're
very
gonna
much.
add the- okay.
Have a nice evening.